the recording. Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to the weekly outlook. I'm glad to see so many of you here. Yep, and I hope you do share it with a friend the next time so he comes. So for all of you who are going to be taking the course, I have already sent a message with the payment details to you. We're starting on the 24th. Now, if there are some people who have inclined that you wanted to take the course and you didn't get the message me immediately on Skype and I will answer you after this one. If you still, yep, that's a Skype, Mangle457. If you still want to take the course, you can still message me, because everybody who was taking the course, the room was full, but a few people are telling me now it's out of their time span because they were planning for the course early April, and now they're, they can't take it now, but they will take the next one. So a few of you may still able to get in if that happens. So still message me and I'll put you on the waiting list, and I'll tell you if every time somebody says, well, I can't take it, he was on the list but he can't take it, but he will do the next one, I'll add one more person to that list. Right? So if you send me a message, you may get on the list. Right? It's starting on the 24th of this month. So if you're interested, send me the message. You may be lucky, because at least 2 people definitely tell me they were ready to go, but they can't go because of the timing, because of the change of the time. That's part of what happens in life. So, okay, guys, let's go. Let's start. If you're asking for the Skype, it's on a few people already post my Skype there. You can find it in my charts. Just go look on my profile and you'll find it there, right? You've doubled your account in 1 month. Amazing. I hope you're not over trading though, because you got to be careful with that. If you trade correctly and did it, wonderful, but don't over trade, because that could be dangerous, right? Let's go. Dollar index. Like we said, we will watch dollar index to come up, and it did exactly that. If you were following me on a weekly basis, we said look for the downside. It will give you a 1, 2, 3, and now we said watch for the upside, and we're at the upside. And this is where it gets complicated to people who are not wave traders, right? So let me show you what the possibilities of how this could develop, right? If it breaks here, we would be looking for a corrective structure. That means continuing to the 270. So break and correction, we're going up. That means this week we see correction, next week we see up. There's a good chance it breaks this trend line, breaks this top, but start to reverse for one more down. This will be a more complex, bigger corrective structure, and this happens. I'll show you this in the pound and in the euro. They break this structure, break the trend line, make a move to the top there, break that top, and then starts to fall, making the B wave a more complex D wave before we get another impulse down, break this structure before they go for the 270. This is how waves could develop, right? We know how it could develop. So we'll be tracking this to decide whether we want to trade it down or whether we want to trade it up for the next big move, right? Short term, there will be smaller trades inside, but I'm telling you about the longer term one. Short term will come to the euro. So euro, remember we were saying also when it was coming down, this is not enough. They have to go back for one more. So we have 3 waves. But that may not be enough as well to complete the correction, which means they can break this structure here, go back up, make an impulse, break this top, or don't break the top and then fall. That is a possibility. So and here is where I'll show you that possibility. Watch this one here. See this? 1, 2, 3 up. See that up there? We knew that was coming down. We thought it was coming down like this. If you see my trade setup there, I think you would see me showing you the possibility of that coming down all the way, right? That's where they broke this trend. And we were thinking either up or either down, because at this point we were thinking downside. So if you see that, you'll see 2 opportunities, 1 up, 1 down. 1 up if they continue, and if they break this trend here, it's downside, right? How far more they go? They broke the trend. And then we look at this structure and we said, okay, this will probably go, right? After they made that correction. But then they stopped and they made the move up again. That is when we realized we have a more complex B wave structure in here before they go down. So you can get the same thing here, coming deep, go back up and then down, a more complex structure. And actually we're expecting one like that. So what I would be looking for here, same thing. I think today you will get a pullback. We were looking for a deeper pullback here. If we had a deeper pullback, this would have confirmed the downside. We did not get the deeper pullback. We got a very shallow pullback there. Drop here, so we may get a deeper pullback here. And if we get that deeper pullback, we'd be looking for two things: continuation to the top, or a deeper corrective structure, drop here and then go. Right? So two things. If we get a corrective structure here, we look for a sell setup. If they start to go up, I will post the buy setup, which means they will have to give us something like this. These were buy setups for us, right? So if we see that, we'll go with buy setups. Right now, I think they're starting a consolidation. So in the 1 hour, if you're very, very aggressive, I see some people get too aggressive and they lose trades. So I wouldn't advise to use pin bars and all those stuff. You remember this crazy pin bar somebody's using to trade and then they end up losing the trade, that first pin bar there. This first pin bar, see what happened there? If you were buying pin bars, you lost that trade. If you're buying pin bar here, you could lose this trade. Don't buy the pin bars. They're useless, right? You can see this. I'll show you that. I'll even expand it to show you the trade setup that you will lose. If you're looking for this pin bar, you're looking to buy in that pin bar there, and you're thinking that that's it, this is going to go up, you just lost that trade because they even break the low. That means pin bars are useless. See that? Check it. You can check it. You'll see they're useless. You shouldn't trade them, right? And that's the same thing here. But I think we're going to go up. I'm looking for a 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3. And if we get that and they turn to the downside, you can sell here. This would be your sell setup. If they're going up totally, and I think they will go up very much because it's time for a deeper correction, you can either wait for this to go up, let them prove they're going up. They will make flags. And if they make flags, you buy the flags. Right? You buy on the flags because nobody says this candle in an hour doesn't become a wick to the downside. Right? No, they're not. That is the same thing. You can make the assumption that daily charts with pin bar are better, but they're not. That's just the fact. They really aren't. You are buying into pin bar in a 4 hour like this. You see what happened, right? They're not. They're really not. It's an illusion that they work, because what you do is you look for the pin bars that look like the one at the top. What you're not looking for is the pin bars that are in the middle, right? Look at this one. Would you sell into that pin bar? Because if you sold in that pin bar, look what happened to you. You see, that's the illusion. It's called a magician trick. They show you something you want to see. Wow, if you'd sold that, you'd make some good money there. They're not showing you this one. You wonder, well, why? And you're not seeing it too, but they'll show you this probably, but they'll not show you that one in the middle. That one in the middle is going to kill you, right? Basically. You know, it's like those ads you get in, I think it was this week, I opened my email and you get this ad. The guy said in 17 minutes, I would show you how in 17 minutes you can look at the chart and you can use this to make money on a daily basis. You don't need to look at the chart for more than this. I think it was 17 or 20 minutes, something like that. That's all you need to make money on a daily basis. And I was like, well, this is interesting. So I went in, and then he started with the webinar, and he introduced himself. He's trading for so much shares, and at the background is a mansion with a Ferrari in front. And I'm like thinking, what connection does that mansion and Ferrari has to do with you and your trading, right? All they're doing is building you up to see success. Because crazy people don't look at that. They go, well, this guy owns a Ferrari and a mansion. He's probably very rich. I need to follow him, right? I need to do exactly what he's doing, right? And then they said in 17 minutes, just in a few minutes, we're going to tell you. But first, let me tell you this. And he spent half an hour telling you a lot of nonsense. And then he said, okay, let me tell you what Jim says about our program. And let me tell you what John says about this program. And let me tell you what Robert says. And then I will come to that 17 minutes thing. Don't go away. I'll tell you that in a couple. And I'm like, are you going to just tell us this or not? Right? You know where the scam is coming, right? By that time, I'm already out of the webinar. Nothing to listen to. You're gone. So it's the same thing like pin bars. They show you some, but they don't show you the whole structure. That's the reality, right? So don't believe it. You should go and test it, right? Anytime you open a video where they're telling you about Forex and you see they have a swimming pool and a fancy mansion and 2 Ferraris in front of the house, close it down. Just close it down immediately, because now what they're doing is called the illusion, right? They're selling you illusion. It's not going to work. Show me on the charts what you're doing. Don't show me nonsense, right? Just show me in the charts. And then they have to model too, right? That's very nice. So, you know, when you see, and the thing is, they're there daily. Here's the reason why they're there. Because there are a lot of people who are buying what they're selling. The reality is people buy what they sell, right? That is why they keep selling it. If nobody was buying it, that's it. They wouldn't sell it, right? So it's the same thing with pin bar. The reason people keep thinking pin bar works is because some people are showing you that illusion, the illusion that, look at this pin bar. If you had sold this one, but look how many more there were before there that if you had sold, you would have lost your account before you get to that one, right? So that's what you got to look for. So we will look at the structure and we will tell you what this structure is. Breaking the trend line means nothing. Let me repeat that again. It's not about breaking the trend line. It's what structure does it create after it breaks the trend line. Right now, if that reverse, we could go all the way back to the top here. If they consolidate, and I mean big consolidation, not 4 candles, we will go all the way to the downside. I'm expecting a consolidation. Let's see what we get. We can trade it up on lower time frames. If you have the ability to do that and you have the skill level and you have a strategy, you can do that. If you don't, I don't advise you do it, right? Because if you don't know, no, I don't. And even if I had one, I would not show you. I don't need one in the first place. But even if I can afford one and I buy one, I would not be showing you in the webinar. It's a waste of time, right? So that's not the purpose of me being here. So let's go. Watch this. Watch this. You may get some small trade buy, but rather than trade this, if you want to trade to the upside, here's a good deal. Take the New Zealand. I'm not telling anybody to buy this. I'm showing you what I would do. Here is a possible trade setup. And this is going to go up, right? So what we're looking for, remember I said New Zealand will likely go up. So let me show you how I know it's going to go up. It doesn't matter that it's coming down a little more. You see this? Guess what we were trading that? To the upside. You see this one? Guess where we were trading it? To the downside. And you know how you see that? You can see the sell setup there. Corrective structure, break for a sell setup. Guess where we were trading this? To the downside. That one, where did we trade it? Where do you think I'll be trading this to? See? Look at the charts. That's all you need to do. Look at the charts. Keep looking at the charts and you will know the direction you need to trade to. Guess where we were trading this one to? See? Downside. It's easy. It's not difficult. Once I train you to do it, it's going to be easy. So we're looking for a buy setup. And I think there's a possible buy setup on a short-term frame right now. When it comes to this top, we'll see what happens there. If they're going to go down back or they're going to break out. I think this time they'll break out. If they break out, I'll be in the trade. If they don't, I'll see what happens, right? We'll get out of the trade if they don't go, right? So I'm expecting an upside to here. Can they consolidate more in here and go sideways? What if they start to do this rather than do that? Well, yeah, I'll come out of the trade. That's it. If I start to see a sideways move, I'll get out of the trade and look for a sell setup. It's that easy. But right now, it's looking aggressive to the upside. That's a trade you can look for. The Pung, we're looking at this. I think Pung would make some more downside. If you look at this, they're going up, but it's likely downside. Daily structure in the Pung, remember, we're looking at last week as possible triangular pattern. It's still a possible triangular pattern. The only problem is this here. Right? That is a problem. That doesn't look like one of these impulses coming down. And if it continues to do that, there's a chance it could break to the upside here. If they come down and they keep coming down the way they're coming down, which means they do this, they just go up some more, come down, go up some more, come down, go up some more, come down, and they come to the bottom of the triangle, that means we're going up. And this triangle would be this one. I'll draw 2 triangles for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, or as most traders are looking at it right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the downside. If this goes the way it's going, like in this space here, we're looking for the upside. See that? If we get a corrective structure rather than an impulse to the downside, if this continues to move like that, we're looking for the next move to the upside. So right now, you may get a sell setup in the making. They'll probably go up some more. I can see them coming up here some more, but we'll be looking for the sell setup. At least back to this line. I don't think they'll go in one move. They'll probably do this. And if they do that, perfect for me. I'll get a buy setup. Long-term buy setup, short-term sells, right? Let's see. You want to take this to the top? We don't know that it's going to go there, right? Because if you jump into this one to the top, it may just do this and start to do this. See, they did that here. And you may end up with a loss and then watch it come down. So let this do what it has to do and then look for the sell setup. If they break the trend line, then you look for a buy setup. You don't have a buy setup. Aussie, amazing. Can't be better than this, right? This is how forecasting is done. Starting from here, we knew this one was going to go down. I think we have this chart published here. We knew this was going to go down, and we draw this entire pattern way back. Even before then, we saw this entire pattern, right? Make 1, make 2, make 3, go up, or make 4, make 5, go up, right? So once they didn't break the low, Christmas upside, we're looking for this to see what it's going to do here now. We got a 1, 2, 3 here. We have a 1, 2, 3 here. Look at the speed with which this went down, and look at the speed with which this went down. Look at what this is doing. By the way, we're in this trade, and I'll tell you from where we're in that trade. This is going to amaze you because we're in this trade from here. Yep, we're in this trade from that level. That's where we sold it, and we are still in that trade. We sold it here, we closed that trade. We sold about 2 or 3 more times, but we closed them. But this trade we are still in because of this trade. Everybody remember this trade? When it breaks the top, sell it. That was what this trade setup was. I didn't post this one, but I posted that one, right? That one was exactly that point. When it breaks that top there, see that line there? When it breaks that top, sell. So all you had to do, if you were following me and you know what I do, when it breaks this top, sell. See? It is going to go down. We said it's going to go down. We don't care what the other traders were doing. People were long, they were bullish, they were all kind of stuff. The structure, just look at the structure. It's going to tell you where it's going to go, right? Yeah, when it broke the top, all of them buy. That's what traders do. Oh, it broke the resistance. Let's buy. No, that's your selling point. That's exactly where you start selling, not buying, right? They want you to believe this is bullish. They want you to believe, hey, this is going to go. Look at this candle. That candle created an emotion in traders, not only traders, I'm telling you about big, small hedge funds, people who were holding Aussie and decide, people who were holding dollars and said, hey, let's go buy Aussie with our account. Companies, small companies, mid-sized companies who were like, oh, we gotta go buy Aussie. Aussie's going up to heaven now, right? That was it. This was the emotional thing to do that. And then when they bought, they said, okay, let's go down now. Time to go down. We have them all in our pocket. How they know they have you in their pocket? They have to check their balance in their book. Are we long? Are we having more people buying, or are we having more people selling? And then we decide what to do with that, right? It's easy. It's like you own a shop, right? Just think of money as commodity. Just think of money as the commodity, and you're selling and buying money. So you can look at whatever you're selling and buying in your shop, and you can tell whether it's running out, you need to get more, or whether you have abundance, you need to sell it cheap, right? So what this point now, we'll be looking at 2 things. Is this a 1, 2, 3 for upside? Or is this a move that will come all the way to the bottom? And that is easy to know. It's not very hard. Go to the 4-hour and watch it. Not because it's going up means it's going to go. They will keep doing that, and we're expecting this to probably come back to this level. How it comes to that level will depend whether we think it's still going down or whether it's going up. Right? That is what we'll be looking for. So maybe we'll get a trade to the upside. I think this still has much more downside, but we will see. Right now, this is where they have to talk to us, this point here. And so far, it's looking good for the downside. I can tell you it's looking good for the downside. So let's see what happens with this piece when it goes up. New Zealand, I show you already. I think it's going to go up. CAD, we're looking downside on the CAD. I was looking for this to go bigger downside. I was in this trade and it took me out for, I got in this trade here and I put my stuff just above this here. Watch it take me out, and now it's going, I'm not in the trade. Crazy stuff, right? All this pips I gave up because I never thought it was going to go back that high. I didn't think it was going to go back and take me out there and then come down. So, well, it's going. Nothing you can do, right? That's trading. You're in the trade. You got the direction right. You got everything right. You move your stops, right, into profit. I'm thinking, well, this big candle, they'll hardly retrace that, and they'll probably keep going. And Oh, they said, okay, let's go get some of those and then downside. Because the orders were probably all there. I'm still looking at this as downside. I'll get in back if I get a correction. So I'm still looking at this as a 1, a 2, and a 3 coming down here. When they break this low, if I don't get in this sell, I'll be looking for a buy setup. But I hope that by the time they get here, I'll get a sell setup before that. So any pullback here now, any flag situation here will be a sell setup for me, right? If it makes a flag, which is so far doesn't look like it wants to make any flag. Seems like they're just gonna go down, and if they go down, we'll get in. Don't worry, we'll wait for a pullback, wait for a flag. Never jump in the trade if it's going away. Even if you're convinced it's gonna go down, don't chase the candles. That's not trading. Do not chase the candles. If you're in the trade, you got taken out, accept it. If you're not in the trade, accept it. Don't chase it. Even if you know where it's going, don't chase the candles ever. I know where this target is going to be if it keeps going, but I'm not chasing it. Never do that. You want to get in at the best points. You want to get out at the best points. I knew this was going to go more, but I didn't think it was going to go that far back, take me out, and then go. If I knew it was going to go that far back, I would probably not move my stop. Right? But that's okay. That's trading. That's real life trading. It happens to you, and it's going to happen to you again. It's going to happen to me again over and over. That's part of it, right? You can't stop that. Just a deeper pullback in the structure that, I didn't see coming. You can't see every piece of it coming, but you know the bigger structure is still down. But don't worry, we'll get into the trade. We will I'll be tracking it for an entry, and I'll post it for you guys. Swiss is a little stubborn. It keeps going up. It's like the euro, but don't buy at the top. Same thing, not because it broke the structure. Don't buy. Let's wait and see. This has to give me a deep correction before I buy. Most likely, you can start looking for short-term sell setups, right? Yen, amazing. You can look for a buy setup on the yen. We're looking for that 1, 2, 3. I thought this one is going to go. Instead, they make a more complex pattern here, and now they're going up. They're making a flag here. We can buy this, right? That's a buy setup. Go in the 1 hour and look for the trade. You're getting a flag. You're getting a wonderful corrective structure here. Let them make this more like this, and we will get that trade. Right? We will be looking for that trade. Sell? No, you don't have a sell setup there. Don't sell this. Even if it's going down, don't sell it. Remember the bigger structure. Always focus on what is the biggest structure. Remember, all of them were bullish at the top here, and I was saying sell it. So we're looking at a 1, 2, 3. The internals of this one may not be finished. 1, 2, 3. You had the very similar structure here. 1, 2, 3 with a 3-wave pattern in there. Well, this one is a more complex B wave. They pull back here. They will go test the top, and then you can look for a sell setup. Remember what I said? Break the top, sell. Don't just sell any break the top, guys. You have to know the structure. You will be selling the wrong break the top if you start just selling break the top. Believe me, you'll be selling the wrong ones. So I know the structure. That's why I know which top needs to break before you can sell. So that's not a strategy. Just sell break tops. You're going to end up losing your account if you do that. Because if you're just selling break the top, you may end up with a lot of losses. You have to know what structure you're looking for, right? If this structure plays out as the structure we're looking for, when it breaks the top, we will look for a sell setup. Right now, we're looking for a buy setup, right? You should do the same. Look for a buy setup. And if you get a very nice buy setup, look for that trade to go to this level. It's going to consolidate for a while now. It's not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe the day after we get that trade to the upside. And then the next trade down, right? There is a possibility, but I would watch the structure to determine that. Right now, the structure is not showing me that. There can be change of structure. So we're thinking it's going to go down, and then this structure changes and shows us that no, it's going to actually continue to go up from here. That's true. We could get it wrong. We don't have a sell setup. We will not be in the sell because we said it's coming down. If we see this thing go up and give us a buy setup, we get a flag for a buy, we will buy. My forecast will change. It doesn't mean that if I say it's coming here and it doesn't come there, well, that's it. He lost the money, as one guy said. One guy went, oh, he lost so much on the Aussie, and he lost so much on this yen pair that I was not even in those trades. Actually, I was making money like crazy in some of the charts. He said I was losing money, right? But that's just trolling. Just to show you that when I post, look for this setup, it means so far as of now, this is what the structure is telling me. Now, can the structure change? Yes, it can. Not every time it's going to change on the bigger time frame. It may change only on a smaller time frame. Look at this sell setup. This sell setup was posted a little earlier. But did that change the structure for us? No. There are times when it changes the structure, but in this case, no, this did not change the structure, right? We still sold it at this level here, right? We still sold it at that level because that one did not change the structure. New Zealand going up. Okay, we knew it was going to go. Let's see how far it goes, and let's see when it gets to the top what happens. No need to rush. Aussie, probably stay out of this for a while. It's consolidating, and at this point, there's nothing interesting to do here. Stay out of it. When it breaks out of the consolidation, we'll see. Euro and New Zealand, they're consolidating. You have to wait for this to finish, and then we'll look for the next big trade up. The next big trade after this consolidation, I think all of you can see this, right? If you look at this, where would the next big trade go? Don't miss it. By the way, don't miss the next big trade. But it's not ready to go yet. When it's ready to go, I'll post it out. I'll be looking at it, right? We were in this one from here. We were in this, and we closed it once we see that it started to go there. I was in, I closed it. I said we're going to go for a deep correction, long-term correction. Actually, I closed it even before this. I closed it somewhere here. This is where I closed my trade on this level. Because I thought this was going to make a deep correction, pull back, make another one, and then go. They did make deep correction. They make 1, 2, 3 down. They made this. We saw this coming. Look for the downside. Most of my traders actually closed here. I closed earlier. Some of them closed here because we saw this coming. And now we're seeing this. So if this starts to go back, we'd look for a buy. You can look for a buy here if they break, by the way. If they start breaking this structure, but I don't see them breaking this structure. So I could see them coming down slowly here before they go. Then we'd be looking for a buy setup here, right? So it will take some time. Once it develops, we'll be in the trade. Euro Chief, stay out of this. You can't trade this. We tried to trade that, and it's just weird. You're gonna get a lot of losses if you do that. Short losses, short trades, they're not doing, it's structurally moving correct, but all these spikes back up to the top, they just take your stops out. It doesn't change the bigger structure. It just takes you out because you have a stop on a smaller time frame. EuroCAD, this is the one that is doing wonderful, and EuroCAD has big potentials actually, right? We don't know. If you look at a bigger trade setup, we don't know right now if they're going to break this structure in the weekly. There's a weekly structure, right? There's a good chance they can break this structure if they come down, right? There's a good chance they can bounce for one more up. So at this point, there's no telling which one they're going to do because we have a move. We're still in the downtrend. We have a move down. That was a sell setup. There was another sell setup somewhere in, I think in here, somewhere in there. And now we're looking for this to see if we have a sell setup. Well, we were looking to buy it 1, 2, 3, buy and go. So we're in the sell now. But we're in the sell that is making a lot of money in a different strategy. Right now, we'll be watching it that if they start to break back to the upside, close our trade and look for buy setups. We don't have that right now, but keep an eye on this. If this starts to go back up, if we go back up, break this structure here, and we get a flag, we can buy to the top. We did the USD already. We did that already. You'll have to watch the webinar for that. Euro Yen. Euro Yen broke the structure I was looking at. So let's look at this so you can see that. The move to the upside may not happen now. Let me take it out. I'll tell you why. We're looking at this structure now as this. This correction, and this correction may be all there is to it, right? Because it broke out of this structure. And that means that there's a good chance this will go back up. Don't be worried about this going back up. When it comes here, they'll tell us if they're going to do that or if they'll come back here. If they start to make this here, we'll get some nice trading down, trading down, trading down, trading down, all of it. But I'm still convinced that there's a good chance they're going to break this one. We have to wait until that happens to see. So go to the daily. And now wait for this to break out. Right now, if they break this, they're going to make one more move up. That would be a fast move, so you should trade it. All the moves here were very, very fast move. I can tell you all of these. This one wasn't so fast, but this was fast. That one was fast. This one was fast. We traded all three of these. I got break even on this one. from buying from here and buying here, I got break even on this one, and this one I got a little smart and I took some profit out, right? So we got break even at 2 and we got it because we were thinking this is going to break out, it's going to break out, it's going to break out. And they never broke out. So only on the very last one of the 3 attempts that were 100 pips actually up, 100 plus pips up, gave it up, got break even, and never got the trade. So I may be repeating the same mistakes here, right? So let's see what happens here now when this goes. I'm looking for a breakout there to go 4 hour. Short term, you may get a small trade to the downside on the very, very short term. If you look at this, take this off. On the very short term, if this starts to break down, you will get a short trade, a very small sell setup to about here, but the bigger picture will break out. So until they break out and make a corrective structure, you shouldn't buy. Don't buy into it. Wait for it to see. But the bigger picture will break. If you take this sell, take profit. Don't keep it. It's not a long-term trade. You're at the bottom of a 3-wave structure, right? You're at the very bottom of a 3-wave structure. Put it in the daily, on the 4 hours, so you can see that. 1, 2, 3, and you're at the bottom of it. They will go back to the top. Harjat, if you make money out of this, I'm happy. I'm always happy when traders write me and they say they make money out of my webinar. That's the whole purpose of it. The purpose of this is to help you make money. That's the whole purpose, is to help you understand structures, to help you see where the next trade is going to go tomorrow. And I hope it's helping you to make money. If it wasn't, then I'll be wasting my time here. That's exactly why I'm here, right? You don't see any mansion and any Ferrari in the charts, right? If you don't see that, I'm not selling you anything. Just pay attention to what I'm showing you, where the charts are going to go. Figure out which ones you want to trade. Figure out how you're going to trade it. That's the purpose of this. Nothing else. No Ferrari, no mansion, no swimming pool, no models. Right? Let's go. So you guys continue. Pang, we're still in that triangular pattern I showed you guys last week. And you don't want to trade in here as yet because it's at the bottom of the triangle and there's no idea where they're going to go in terms of the triangle. But watch this here. If they break this structure, this is a buy setup, right? Ignore the downside of it. Don't trade the downside for now. The downside is we're not sure where it's going to go. But if they break to the upside, we know this has an impulse to the upside back to this level and maybe break out. So you can take the buy if you get it, ignore the sell until they break out of the triangle. The sell will only be valid if they break out of the triangle. Right? Pang Aus, all the Pang trades have made this move. So I'll show you guys something why we are bullish on the Pang Yen, but we are bearish on more of the other Pang trades. So all these Pang trades have made a 1, 2, 3. See that up move there? We were forecasting that up move and they've all made it. They may still tag the top. So go on the 4 hour. And this may still go up and tag the top, but the buying is getting a little dangerous now, right? You can buy this. It might not go far. Pull back, go again, pull back, go again. But at the top here, once they come here, look for a sell setup. Remember the Aussie? Start to look for a sell setup to the downside, right? So slightly upside, but look for the sell setup. Look at the Pang New Zealand. Daily. We were showing you this 3-wave structure. See that? That 3-wave structure also almost at the top there, and then the sell setup comes in, right? So look at what is going to happen there in the 4 hour. You don't want to get involved much with the buying because of this. See that? This one may or may not crawl its way up to the top, and then we will get the break. But once they start to break this structure, we're looking for sell setups. Once they break the top, we're looking for sell setups. You're very close to these tops, so watch these trades. Aussie, New Zealand, CAD. So let's go to the daily and the CAD. 3-wave structure, right? We showed you this. 1, 2, 3. This one may not tag the top. I don't think this one has any chance of tagging the top, but watch this structure here. 1, 2, 3. If they do go back up and they break out, you will get a trade to tag the top, right? That is if they do that. So on a 4 hour, is there a possibility for them to do it? Let's go look at that. Yes, they can, but first I would watch them to come and break this low here. And if they start to go back up, this would be a good trade from that level or from this level if you can find it, the trade entry from this level. If they break this structure, we're sellers, right? We're selling. But you see those three-wave structures on the daily, right? Look at the pound chief. I'll put it in the daily and show you that three-wave structure again. You can see the very same 1, 2, 3-wave structure. Remember, we're saying this is going to go up. All those charts are out. You can go back and look at my chart. All the pound trades showing this up move were forecast. Now, this one may still happen. This one may still get that one move up. Let's go look at it. See? It's going up slowly here. And if it does break out, you could get them to come and retest that top before they go down, right? You can get them to go retest that top before they go down, which means we're looking at all the pound pairs except one. They can go retest that top. Don't buy it in here. Wait for it to break and give you the trade setup for it to go, right? If not, they're going to come down back and you may want to look for a sell setup. We don't have a sell setup here right now. If you go to pound yen, this is the only one on the daily that does not have the three-wave structure. So let me show you it. See what happens? You get one wave up. And even if you look at this shorter one, you have one wave up, one wave down, and you can still get one wave up. This did not happen. It happened in the pound Oz, it happened in the pound New Zealand, it happened in the pound Cad, it happened in the pound Chief. Why not in the pound Yen? So keep your focus this week on this chart. Ignore the noise, ignore the trolls. Keep your focus on this chart, because if this breaks, you want to be in it, right? It doesn't matter what, this chart is going to go up. There's a 95% chance this chart is going to go up and make that. Remember this next week. When we come back here next week, remember I'm telling you, watch this chart for the upside. It might not be because of the pound as much as it might be because of the yen taking off. Remember, somebody asked, what if the yen does not make that down move? Well, then it could start taking off crazily to the upside, and we will see that. So if the yen is going to make that next move down, nothing will happen in here except that they're going to go up and they're going to come back down and then start to go. Because the yen will make that move to the upside. Let me show you that yen again. There's no question of whether if they will make this move. Once they make this small move and come back here, they are going to make that move to the upside. This is the move that I think will move all the yen pairs up. So keep an eye, even if they come back just to this top and the pound moves up and the yen moves up, you're going to get this pound yen move. So focus on it. There's a 95% chance you get that move. If I'm wrong, it's okay. But once they break, I don't want to miss it, right? So they can either come here and come back down, which is possible. That's what they've been doing all the time. And if you're smart enough, you've been taking off some profit, taking off some profit, taking off some profit, which we were doing lately. Once we figure out, I took 2 break even, and the third one I started to get smart. Every time I got twice break even, I started to think, hey, third trade, you got to take some profit now, right? The fourth one, I'll get this trade and I'll get some profit if I'm wrong. I will even look for the sell to the downside if I'm wrong, to the upside, and then I'll be looking for this to go back up. I would buy it again, going back up, because there's a 95% chance of this breaking out. We have seen this over and over and over. It's still in the channel, right? Just keep your focus on it. Let's see what are the chances we get it back at least to this top. And there's a good chance they go and break this top. This is a little optimistic, but this one is almost a 95% of getting it there, right? So watch it. Let's go. Cad yen. Remember, there's a yen in this. And we think that the yen could move up. We think that the yen could make that move to the upside. Not a very big move, but it could make a move. So if the CAD yen starts to break out, you want that trade, right? I post all the yen trades. If the CAD yen starts to break out, you want that trade. First, you'll watch it when it comes out. You want the flag, and then you will take the trade up. Don't just buy the trade when it break out just like that, because there's a good chance they could turn and go back and make a bigger trend to the downside. Aussie yen, this is the only one with a possibility for slightly more downside here, and then the upside. But this because of the Aussie, not because of the yen. The Aussie is very, very, very weak. It's going down very fast. Remember this one posted for the downside when everybody was looking for upside? The conviction that it was going to go up some more, and then people are like, what is he talking about? This thing is in an uptrend. Why are you looking for sells? One guy actually wrote that. Why are you looking to sell this when it's going in an uptrend? Well, because the structure says it will go down. That is why. It's that easy. The structure, they told me this thing is going to go down. That's why I'm looking to sell it. You can decide what you want to do, but I'm looking at the structure and it's telling me when it gets there, look for sell opportunities. So there's a difference in how you see the chart and how I see the chart. He wants to buy it because he sees an uptrend. I want to buy it because the structure tells me. I want to sell it because the structure says when you see that, sell it. Right? That's the difference of how the analysis you use. Right? New Zealand yen, what it's telling us, watch for the breakout. Right? If this trade breakout makes a flag, you want to be in this one. Right? See? Now, you should not trade all the yen pairs. You should pick your yen pairs, one or two, put your risk on there and go with them. I don't think you should trade all of them because all of them may be the same move. And you will be wrong in all of them or right in all of them. You don't want that to happen because you don't want to track all of them. You want to pick one or two and keep your eyes on them. Split your risk and keep your eyes on them. Right? I like the New Zealand yen. New Zealand is going up, right? I think New Zealand is going to make an up move. So New Zealand yen is quite okay. It may go, right? So keep your eyes on this one. Stay out of the Swiss yen. Remember I said it's stay out of the Swiss with anything with a Swiss, stay out of the Swiss yen too. New Zealand CAD, Aussie CAD, we'll skip them. Nothing there to look at. The Aussie, New Zealand is making a correction here. You can see that. Probably skip the downside. It's going down some more. Skip that. Wait for this next big move up. Remember this move up? So wait for this move up here now. Just ignore the downside. Let it finish what it's doing there to the downside, and then we start looking for the upside. Right? Yes. At the end of the webinar, I'll talk again about the classes, about the course. Please leave it for the end, right? XAG, did we say it's going to go down? You had a very, very, very small flag. So I don't like that small one. Our traders sold from higher. We sold that since I posted this chart and I said, watch for the sell. Here was the chart. I remember post the sell setup, I think on the 4 hour, let me see. Yep. So my traders got in earlier than that because we saw that sell coming, right? So we're not waiting for the flag. Remember we said this was posted. I hope all of you saw it. And all of you clicked the like here because it's a good chart, right? You see, it turns out it worked, right? Amazing, right? It went up a little more, but we were expecting that. It's not new to us that they could go up a little more after the chart, but it did work. So downside, and we were expecting it to come here. Well, I can tell you, we're making money two ways in this chart. We use the new strategy here. So we're already making money here, and we're already making money in our stop loss. Amazing, right? This is another one where the new strategy kicks in. So we have money twice. We have money in the sell and the trade, and we have money in the stop loss. That is amazing, right? The stop loss for a trade. This one is making money two ways. And we will make more money if it comes to the bottom here and start to go back up. If this comes here, we think it's coming here and go back up. We will make money, another set of money up again. Not so fast. I can't tell you about it so fast. It's working really amazing. So we're making money on this thing like all around. It's round the clock money. So watch it. And you know what is a good thing about the new strategy? They can't just whip you out. They can't just wick you out. No broker can do that. That's the amazing thing. I think you guys are starting to work it up now, right? How that works. So let's go. Gold, I think it's downside. You may get a chance at the gold. What you'll need to do, I would not take the small flag. I'll still wait for a bigger correction. The silver too, if you wait for a bigger correction, they will make it. You will get a nice trade down here. Let them prove they're going down. They will make a nice one here. So you will do the same thing here. I just said the stop loss is making money. How are we trading without stop loss? You follow what I'm saying? Not that we're trading without stop loss is making money. So you can still wait for a correction here. I still think they'll make one, and then you can get this trade down, right? So this would be a nice trade. If you wait a little more, you may get that trade if you're not in already, right? Oil is a little surprised. They're going up higher than I expected them to go. So when it comes to the top, if you're trading this to the upside, be very careful when it comes to the top. Remember that, right? They break tops and change direction. So we'll keep you, if you're trading short term upside, you can stay with the trade. Every trade you should, every time they stop to pull back, take profit. Because you don't know, we don't know where they're going to go. What was it he wrote? Taylor, I'm not asking you to pay me money. You don't have to pay me. That's the whole point. Did I ask you to say pay me money? Did I tell you to join my webinar or join my course right now? No, you don't have to. As a matter of fact, you might not be able to join it. That's the whole point. A lot of you in here might not be able to join it because you're not qualified for it, right? That's the whole point. You're not qualified to be in it. So no, it's okay. Let him stick around. He has a right to. He'll learn something. I can tell you, there are many people who took my course who were actually trolling me before. We have traders in my course who were actually trolling me when I just started in TradingView. So let him stick around. Maybe he'll learn. I'm pretty sure he will learn, right? So don't force him. He will come around to it. Actually, one guy in my course actually got the course free, absolutely free to his own surprise. I don't know if he's in the room, and I don't think he needs to tell you about it. But he got the course absolutely free, and he was one of the person who was trolling me. But when he wrote me the message of what he did and what he realized and his mistake and his apology, I decided it's time he deserves a course free, right? So he actually got a free course. He's in my room now, and he is a ex-troller. He apologized, he acknowledged his mistake, he apologized, and he got the course free. That's not going to happen. So all of you don't write me that you're trolling me and you're looking for the course, right? It's not going to happen again. Right? I don't want to get 100 messages. Hey, I was trolling you. I want to apologize. Please get me that course free, right? I was touched by his message. I was honestly touched by his message, and I decided he needed to be in the group, right? So don't send me 100 messages saying, hey, I was trolling you, right? Not going to work. It was a touching message, and he wasn't looking for anything. He just wanted to apologize. And I think if somebody is that honest and could bring themselves to accept their mistakes and learn, they deserve to learn, right? I think they deserve to learn, so I give him the chance. He doesn't have the money to take the course, but he's deserved to learn. Let's go. UK oil, watch it. It's at the top. And like I said, when they come to the top, you want to look for sell setups. If they start to go down, you may get a short-term sell setup, right? So watch this. Natural gas, you may want to watch for a break now, because if they break out, you'll get a nice trade to the downside. So it's already at the top. Watch it. They can make more of these small moves there, but this looks like it's going to break very soon. So put it in a 4-hour, you can see that. Every time they come here, they tend to go back up, but this time you can see that they may make an attempt to go down now. So you can look for a break, look for a flag, and look for a sell setup. Those are my traders who put it to break even, you're okay. They're in the sell. If they put it to break even, okay. If you close it, no problem. Still a good trade. Look for the sell setup when it breaks, right? How do I rate my students' success rate? As long as they're making money. Everybody's different in my room. Now, let me put it this way. We have people in the room who are actually, let me finish the webinar, and then I'll tell you about my students and how they work, right? Swiss Chief, nothing much here. Cat Chief, nothing much here. They're making those sideways move, but this one is upside. It's breaking, by the way. Amazing. Some of my traders are trading this, and if they're in, it's going up very nice. I think it's going to give you a big upside, but we're thinking that they're going to go down more first. Just watch it when they break the top for expansion, right? That is for my traders. S&P 500, you may want to start looking for a sell setup still here. I think this is a corrective structure, this piece here within this move, you see. Some kind of a correction. If they break that top, only if they break that up and break out of this structure that you want to buy. As long as they stay under this low and they correct it here, you can look for a sell setup, right? Let's do this last one and copper, and then we'll go. Look for a short-term sell setup here. By the way, my traders are in this sell already, so but you can look for a short-term sell setup here. When it comes here, then you can move your stops and decide if you want to take profit because they can go back up, or if they're going to break out. We will look at the structure and decide whether we think it's breaking out or take profit. Nifty, let's go. Nifty could turn anytime. Keep your eyes on it. We broke the weekly top, so they can turn anytime. See, they broke that top, which means anytime they can go for a deeper correction. So keep your eyes on this one and watch this trend line. Probably stick around on the 4-hour trend and look for sell setups. If they start to break, look for sell setups, right? Copper, I think I'm already good. Copper, stay out of it for a while. They have to break out of this before you get a sell setups. That will take some time. That's not going to go so fast. You will wait a while before that break and consolidate before you get a trade, right? Let's go. I think that's about it, right? So let's do those after. If you stick around, the rest of the charts you guys want to see, I'll do it after the webinar because it's going to be too long. So fast on the success of my traders. We have traders in my room who are actually managing accounts. They're successful. They have clients. They're managing. That is allowed. You can do that if you're in my room. You can manage accounts. You can copy trade. We have traders who do that. We have traders who are managing accounts, their own personal accounts or accounts of their friends that are over 7 digits. I have seen that account, so I know what I'm talking about. We have traders with very small account, like 3,000, 5,000, and they're still struggling. Some of them are successful. We have a guy who doubled his account like in 3 months. We had a guy who made from 1,000 to 10,000 in I think about 4 or 5 months, something that he actually showed us how he did it in the room. Right? So we have traders of different skill levels, different experience level, different everything. And we still have traders who are pretty much, they're not newbies, but they're pretty much still struggling. And that is normal. That's how the room is going to be all the time. Right? But the good thing about a room is that you don't have to pay to remain there. You are only paying for the course. The room is complimentary. And as long as you follow the rules of the room, you will stick in there for a lifetime and learn as much as you want. Even very seasoned traders who are making money and managing money, they're still sticking around in the room because they learn something new every time. And we share experience with each other in there. We share strategies with each other in there. So you get to learn a lot, right? And if you get to learn a lot, it's worth staying in the room because you don't have to pay to stay in the room. Now, I've only kicked 4 people out of the room. And that is up to me to decide who to kick out. Only 4 people lost that lifetime, and that is because of their attitude. Nothing else. If you keep your attitude clean in the room, you don't insult anybody, you don't argue with anybody, you don't start making noise unnecessary, you will stay in the room for life. So only 4 people for the last 2 years were told of their attitude and were thrown out of the room. Everybody else is still there, and you will have lifetime access. You can go, you can come, you can trade actively, you can be part of the room, you can do, you have all, you can share your experience, share your winnings, share everything you want with people, share trade, make trade calls, everything. That's allowed, as long as it's had to do with knowledge and learning. Right? That's what we do in the room. So comparing like which trader is making what success, I don't personally know, but here's the deal. If you're losing, you have a right to call me. We say this to all our traders. If you lost more than 30% of your account, don't trade. Stop trading and call us. Call me, call one of the senior traders, talk to them, find out where you're making your mistake, and you have a one-on-one with me. I do that with all the traders who call me. A one-on-one, go through every single trade they made, see where they make their mistakes, correct them, and they have to report again back to me after a month to see how they're making progress. And that is why you have lifetime access to the room. And you don't pay for that. We're here to make sure you have success. Now, how do we get that new strategy that we're using that makes money almost both ways? Well, that was given to us by one of the traders who took the course. It's not my invention. I didn't come up with that. He actually called me and he said, you know what? I'm working at a bank and I took your course. And I said, well, I knew he was working at a bank and he took the course. And I said, yeah, very nice. And he said, well, I want to show you something. I heard you were talking about this, and I want to show you why I took your course and how I'm using your forecast. And it's based on forecasting. You have to be able to forecast. And when he showed me why he took the course and why he's using my forecast, I said, that's great. Can I share it with my group? And he said, yeah, sure, go ahead. And we shared it with the group. That's it. That's how we work. We got another guy who took the course the other day, and he was showing us how he's using my forecast and his own strategy to trade. And we said, show it to us. And he showed us, and we said, you know what? It makes sense. It's actually giving you a very nice entry. And I said, you want to share it with the group? He said, yes, let's go ahead. And he's sharing it to the group. The group is testing it, and they're learning from it. That's what we do in there. And that's why we keep everybody in there, because somebody's going to come up with a brilliant idea. And if they want to share it with us, hey, we're welcome. Right? We're welcome. That's it. We will be there as the group, and it's the best group. It's the most amazing group you'll find anywhere in the world. It is the best trading group in the world because the guys in there are amazing. Once you get in there, you'll realize that. A lot of them may be in here. You can ask them. They'll tell you. Right? And that is why it's free, and that is why I'm very happy to be part of it, and that is why I take an active part of it every single day. If you want to know anything about a course, anybody, please add me to Skype. That's all I'm going to say about the course. Add me to Skype so we don't turn this into an advertisement and another troll come and say, oh, he's advertising again. If you want to know, just add me to Skype. My Skype ID you can find in my charts. Somebody's going to post it there for you. You can find it on TradingView, my profile. Just add me to Skype and I'll give you all the details. That's it. I wish all of you guys good luck. Make a lot of pips this week, and I'll see you next week. Right? Remember, you don't have to take my course. Please, I don't have a promotion here. If you buy now, I don't say to you, hey, if you buy it right now, you get 50% discount. Right? That's not what I'm doing here. And I'm not showing any mansion with any Ferrari. You don't have to take the course. If you want to learn what we're doing, that's your choice. You know what to do. Have a wonderful week, everybody. I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Look at the New Zealand going, right? Remember what I said? If you want to trade something to the upside, trade the New Zealand, right? This is the one you want to trade if you're going to trade it to the upside. This one here. See that? The euro is going good too, but this one is the better one. This one is structurally set to go. So, yeah, we're looking. If it's a corrective structure, we'll look for more downside. I think Aussie's going to go down more. Don't worry about that. Aussie's definitely going to go down more. It's not showing us anything that is impulsive right now. Ferrari in the market, right? You know, you watch. I'm sure all of you guys get those emails on a daily basis. You get 100 of them. Let me just stop the recording. We don't want to make this too long. Sorry about that.